recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Trust me, 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 trust me.
Hello everyone, this is Nick. On another episode of DS247, I am joined with my co-host, Billy Body. How are you today, Billy?
Not bad, not bad.
And we have an extremely special guest on today's show, someone I've been a fan of for as long back as I can remember, someone I'm sure Billy has been a fan of for just as long, Mr. Jake the Snake Roberts. How are you today, sir?
Oh, wonderful, man. Sitting out here in Vegas roasting.
A little warm there this time of year?
Yeah, it's about 110.
Oh, well, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
We had a week of sun here in London. It's the only week of sun we're going to get, so we're done for the summer now.
Yeah, what was it, like 80 degrees?
Yeah, we had some sun, and then everybody was moaning that it was too hot for them, and now they're complaining now.
I know I was over there for a couple of years, and one time it got up to like 90 degrees, and they shut the city down. I'm worried about people going to have a heat stroke. I'm like, are you serious? 90 degrees and you're going to have it? Oh, my God.
Jake, we cannot cope with sun, and we cannot cope with snow. Either side, we can't cope with it.
I don't like any snow, man. I'm over that stuff. I did a year in Calgary, and that was enough of that forever.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you're in the right city if you don't want to deal with snow, though, I got to tell you. Or rain, for that matter.
True. You know, I can go 30 minutes from here and be in the snow up in the mountains here.
That's true, yeah.
It does snow up there. It's pretty wild, man. It's, in 30 minutes you can be in the snow or you can be in the lake 30 minutes away the other direction. So it's pretty awesome. I love it out here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
All right, so Billy, I think you had a story you wanted to start off with.
Yeah, Jake, we're going to hear like some great stories from you, and we've heard stuff from you in the past. But I just wanted to tell you a story actually to start with, and see what you think of this, and see how much it seems like the Jake the Snake name is going to live on. I have a 6-year-old son, and I'm trying to get him into the old stuff. He's always watching 2016, 2017 again and again and again, and I try to get him into the old stuff. And a couple of people work, like Austin works for him, but Hogan and Warrior didn't really work for him. He actually preferred Andre the Giant when I was showing him Hulk Hogan. So I put on Tuesday in Texas for him, and right at the start, they've got the entire Cobra segment in there where Randy Savage gets bitten by the Cobra. And he's sitting there, and he's saying, he's like, I don't want to watch old wrestling, and then he's sitting there, and his mouth is wide open, and all he asks me is that a real snake? And then he says, why is he doing that to him? And I said, because he's bad, because Jake the Snake's a baddie. And as soon as it finishes, he turns around to me and he says, is there any more Jake the Snake stuff on the network?
All right. Good
so
kid,
we then go on to the coal miner's glove match. And then 4 or 5 days later, we're in a shop, in a toy shop, and I'm going to get him a couple of wrestlers. And he picks out this double pack, and it's got you and Dean Ambrose in it. And I said to him, are you sure you want that? Because we just bought the Shield. We got the whole Shield about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And he says, he goes, yeah, I do want it because I just want Jake the Snake.
All right.
That's crazy. He's 6 years old. That's a legitimate story. That's
cool.
That's how far the name runs.
It shows you how intelligent these young kids are.
There you go.
I tell you what, man, when this thing's over, you guys give me an address, man, and I'll shoot you out an autographed picture on it.
Oh, well, that's awesome,
Thank you for that. That's awesome.
Oh, I'd love to do it, man. I love doing it. I'll do anything for kids. I hate grown-ups.
I think it mainly shows how the character lives on, though. Like, are you surprised?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you've heard stuff like that before. Obviously, you have your own grandkids. Are you surprised in any way how much the character is going to live on even to this day?
Well, with the WWF doing that 24-hour thing, man, where they're showing the old stuff, I mean, it blows me away when I go to these Comic-Cons and stuff, and there's a 7-year-old going, hey, Jake, how you doing, man, blah, 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 I remember that match. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't remember that. You're not old enough to remember that. And I'm so blessed because here I am at a time when I should be getting the word, forgotten, But hell, I've got a whole new fan base. You know, it's these young kids. They're diving in and watching that old stuff, man. And they're lighting me up at these conventions, man. And I am so grateful, man. And it puts bread on the table. And I just think it's great, man. They're getting a chance to watch some of it, you know. There was so much of the great stuff that we don't have on film, you know, that you know, nobody seems to hold on to that stuff, you know. But
Yeah.
you know, Vince does have a lot of stuff, and he's putting it all out there, so that's pretty cool, man. But no, man, you know, I knew the character was real strong, and I know that with my work, the way I worked, that once I got somebody, I had them forever. You know, and that's the difference between yesterday's wrestling and today's wrestling.
Yeah.
Yesterday's wrestling, we emotionally hooked you. Emotionally. Today they visually hook you by jumping off the top of this or going to the table over here, you know, or whatever, you know, crazy pyro and all that stuff. But when you're dealing with that, man, and you're visually connecting with people, it's so fast, and then they got to have something else
Yeah.
right away because it's burn up and boom, done, and they're on to the next thing. And you know, I miss the old style, man. I really do. And I'm just glad Vince has got it out there. So if I want to watch some real good wrestling, I just know where to look for it.
Yeah. Today the stuff is all sizzle. It's no substance. And I know that you have a school now that you're training the next generation of
Right.
stars. What do you think the most important thing you're trying to pass on to them as far as what they
Less
need to
is
do to be
more.
successful? Less is more, right?
Less is more. And, um, you know, don't insult people's intelligence. See, that's where these guys are really missing the boat. Um, you know, if you destroy your credibility with a fan or any other human being, it's over. It's over. It's sort of like, let's just say, you know, you went out with Jake one night and Jake got you drunk and you wound up sleeping with a midget. And, you know, because you just wanted to get a little up. Anyway, you feel so bad about it because you've been with this lady for so long and you've never, ever, ever cheated on her, right?
Right.
And you go home and you're so sick about it that you're gonna tell her, man, because you know it's just not worth it. You know, I gotta be straight with her because I love her and I'll never do that again. So you go to her and you tell her, hey, you know, last night that damn Jay got me drunk. I wound up sleeping with a midget. But you know, honey, that was the first time and it'll be the last time that ever happens. Does she believe you?
No,
No,
usually not.
no, because you've destroyed your credibility. See, once you go out in the ring, I tell people that when you go in the ring, make sure you can do it absolutely perfect or don't do it. Because if people can see through it, or you miss it by a foot, you destroyed your credibility. Once you destroy your credibility, you do not get that back. You know, that's
Right.
how I know that God's not a woman because God forgives and forgets. A woman might forgive you, but she'll never forget. That's over there. But that's the difference, man. From what I used to do, is I wouldn't go out there and do 4 or 5 clotheslines because if you do 4 or 5 clotheslines, you're telling the people one, it's BS, or um, both of us are BS, you know,
Yeah.
because you know you hear you cleaning this guy's clock, you know. I mean, I love Triple H and what he's done for the business, but my God, put the sledgehammer away. Don't ever get it out again. I
Right.
mean, you're going to hit somebody with the sledgehammer and they can come back. Come on, guys. That's what's wrong with your product. You know, you're telling them it's bullshit. You know, I'm a wrestling fan. I don't want to go and watch an event and pay 50 or $100 or whatever it is and think that I'm getting a tainted product.
Right.
That it's bullshit. I don't want to hear that. You know, don't tell me I'm eating shit. Just you know, don't call me stupid, man. You know, it's just senseless. And that's what I think about today, man. Yeah, that's the reason we got the school open. We call it the snake pit for some odd reason. And I tell guys that come in there, guys, here's the way it works with me. You stay on the first move until you get it absolutely perfect. You can do it with your eyes closed. Then
Right.
we go to move number two. And that's the way it's done. That's the way I learned, and it's the only way to learn. I think all guys should start out refereeing. That's the way I started.
Right.
You learn a lot by refereeing. You learn timing. You learn how to be in front of the crowd without having all that pressure on you. And you learn how to start pantomiming, using your facials and the body language. You start learning those things. And those things are so important. And lots of guys, they get into the business and they don't take time to learn that stuff. And the next thing you know, they're in the main event and they don't even know the simplest of facial movements and how to direct people and how to, enhance something by just looking at the people or raising your hand instead of jumping off a 20-foot cage and going through a table. What the hell for? It does not take a great wrestler to jump off the top of a cage. It takes a damn idiot. Come on, give me a
Right.
break.
Jake, a lot of guys have cited you as an influence in the industry. You're probably actually the most cited person there. Out of the four main ones I picked up on, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, which one of those most impresses you, or is it difficult to pick one out of the other? I mean, they're all four guys who have said that you're a massive influence to them.
Yeah, I love, of course, you got to love what Steve done. I love Orton stuff. Randy is just one flicker away from being totally unstoppable, but he's still missing that one little catch. I would love to sit down with Randy and spend like a week with him, just him and I. Maybe on an old boat out in the river or something, and just talk. Because it's not his physical attributes, it's not his movements in the ring. He's got all that stuff. But there's something missing for Randy that keeps him from being that guy. And now they got the same problem with the Samoan, what's his name?
Roman.
Roman
Reigns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're messing that guy up because 1 week they have him do a heel finish, the next week they have him do a babyface finish. I mean, what the hell are you doing? You're confusing the fans. A couple of weeks ago he got distracted by the guy and he got beat. Well, that's normally done to a heel. So when you do things like that, you're telegraphing to the people this is a heel. People don't understand that. It's not what you do, it's what you don't do. And it's not that hard to make a babyface, guys. It really isn't. But they've gone about, sometimes I think Vince just tries to outthink his damn self, and unfortunately, we're the ones that suffer. But,
do you think it's harder to make
school, man, as I can teach.
Do you think it's harder to make the babyface because there isn't a heel like when you're around? Because one of the things they do is they have the heels wearing. I mean, I don't remember Jake the Snake as a heel wearing his own T-shirt out there. I have a big problem with that. When they're trying to.
No, I do too. Silly shit, stupid stuff that they do. It destroys your own character. The biggest problem they have today is each guy goes out there and destroys his own shit. He destroys his credibility by doing the 9 clotheslines. He's jumping off the top of the cage. Like I said, once you tell these people that you're bullshit, they don't buy back into you, folks. They may clip their hands, but they don't explode out of that chair anymore. The fans don't jump up and down and go crazy anymore. They might pop their hands. It's like they're watching Japanese wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the way you're talking about less is more. It reminds me of something my grandfather used to tell me. He used to say, if you want people to listen to you, you got to speak softly. And I feel like there's a lot of truth to that.
Absolutely.
What is it about that the guys today that they don't understand their characters? Is it just that they're being handed the lines and they're not thinking about it and they're just trying to deliver what they're handed?
They're handed the lines. They're told to go out and act a certain way. I got a problem with that because there's certain things I can do. I can do a lot of things great, but there's some things I just can't do. And guess what? I don't try. I don't try. I leave them the hell alone. I think a lot of times guys are put into situations where they want them to say certain things or act a certain way, and these guys aren't comfortable doing it, and therefore it shows up in the ending product. You know,
Right.
it's not easy to go out and perform with the limited amount of training these guys are getting. Come on. You know, I mean, years ago, you were on the road and you wrestled, you know, 8, 9 times a week, and for years before you ever got a break. Because it took you that long to get to that level. Now these guys are being put into the main event at WrestleMania 6 months, a year into their damn careers. They don't know what the hell they're doing, folks. They
Right.
haven't got a clue. But they're being shoved out there. And guess what they're doing now? They're not listening to nobody, man. They're going to go out there and blow it as hard as they can for as long as they can. And screw timing, screw doing a good interview. I'm just going to go out there and kill. Are you serious? Here's a good point for you guys to see if you'll get this. It's like one of the greatest characters you could ever do is do the crybaby character. Okay? That kid that's in the grocery store that throws a temper tantrum, you know, and lays on the floor and kicks his feet till he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
That character has always been money. Nobody wants to do it. How stupid is that?
Right.
How stupid.
Yeah.
I thought you were in this business to make money. Well, I got this character, if you'll do it, that will make you tons of money, and you can get beat every night, and you'll still have heat. People will still hate you. That kid in the grocery store, not only do you want to kick the living crap out of him, but you want to kick the parents' ass too. You know?
Right.
So why aren't these guys doing these characters? Instead, you got Shawn Michaels, who 215, 220 pounds, is trying to talk like he's a tough guy. Come on, Shawn. Nobody buys that. You know, stop it. You know, and CM Punk, for as small as he was, out there tossing these big guys around. Guys, you're destroying your own credibility when you do that. If you're a small guy, then goddamn use that, man, to get sympathy in your match to help make you that over baby face. Or if you're small and you're a heel, and guess what? Use that and run like hell from those big baby faces. Be a chicken shit from hell. It's simple. But these guys want to think, no, I don't want to be there. I want to be strong, man. I always want to be strong. Oh, my God. How many strong guys can you have?
Right.
Exactly.
Jake, was there ever a big program that you feel like you missed out on? Because we've heard you before say you wasn't bothered about championships, but you missed out on a program with Hogan, and then you missed out on a program with Warrior because he walked out and he held Vince up just as you guys were starting.
Yeah, Warrior got fired, and then with Hogan, the people were chanting DDT, DDT.
That's right, yeah.
They're within that shit.
Yeah.
There's some guys I would have liked to have worked with. I'd love to work with Randy Orton. I'd like to have worked a long program with Austin. I'd like to have worked a little bit with Dallas. You know, probably just on television because it'd be a short match. I wouldn't be able to give him much. But I hope he hears that. But there's a few guys. I'd love to work with Bray Wyatt. Oh, my God, I'd love that. And I've actually challenged Bray to a battle of interviews. You know, I want to see who got the best interview and go, you know, you throw one out there, I'll throw one out there. Then I'll throw one out there and you throw one out there. Let's see who can do what.
Was there never anything
pitched? Good stuff going.
Was there never anything pitched where you guys could be aligned together or do something together? Or
yeah, I think they did pitch it for a while, but it never happened. And I don't want to overshadow anybody.
No.
And you know, that's what always happened though, you know, and you know, so what the hell, man? You know, I love wrestling and I want to do more for it. I wish they'd let me teach some of these guys, but they just don't want me around, man. You know, I did some pretty bad things and all that, but I thought I'd been forgiven. And I think at some point you've got to weigh the pros and cons out. Can we forgive Jake enough to let him go out there and improve our product? Well, I would hope so. I would hope so. And,
Yeah.
but it hasn't happened yet. But I'm patient and I love to do it. We got we got the Snake Pit going now. We're also doing this thing, man, called Fantasy Slam.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
Man,
Tell us about that.
yeah, that is so cool, man. This is the shit. Because you don't have to be a wrestler, you don't have to be an athlete, but you've had that dream all your life. You wanted to get in the ring and face so and so, And what we do is we bring you into Vegas, and for 2 days we have D'Lo Brown and Sim Bodie teach you just how to lock up, maybe how to grab an arm, just 2 to 3 little things. And then we work on an interview for you. Then we dress you up. And then on day 3, you've chosen that superstar you want to face off with, whether it's Jake the Snake or Ricky Steamboat or Animal Road Warrior, whoever. And they will be there, and you will have a little match. And through the magic of chopping these tapes up and editing, we make a nice little package for you, and you take it home with you, and there you have your moment in the lights, man. And it's awesome. People are digging it. It's really going to get over big time. It really, really is. Because it's not a lot of money, but it's a damn good time, man. And I'm looking forward to getting a lot of people doing that, man. I mean, because it doesn't matter how old you are or what kind of shape you're in. We're not going to do anything stupid. And I know I'm damn sure not.
Are you touring that? Are you touring that around?
I'll throw the snake on you. I'll throw the snake on you. That's about it, I doubt you're going to get a DDT out of my ass. It'll cost you extra for that because I'm not taking a chance of messing up anything I've got. I've got a lot of good things going on, guys. I've got a podcast I'm just starting. It's called Jake the Snake Roberts Unleashed. Just go on my site, JakeTheSnakeRoberts.com, and you can check that stuff out. This is start doing a movie.
Yeah.
A lot of good things happening, man. And
you got a comedy tour too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you speak to us about the
I've laid off the comedy tour for about 6 months now. I'm gonna lay off and just try to get my book done and really get this podcast really working. I got the book 99% done, but I just need to go back through and edit it. And I got to make up my mind how I'm going to put it out there because I did not give my book away. I have it all, and I did it all, and I will make it all. So
there you go, beautiful.
Out of this.
Well, that's a highly anticipated book. Were WWE not wanting to be involved in that because that's a Jake Roberts' book is a big one.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. It's so far I've got about 600 pages. And that takes my career up into the time that I went into the WWF.
Okay.
It's a real deep book. It's very serious. There's a lot of laughter in it, but it's very serious about going through the business and having to learn the hard way and dealing with certain things and dealing with injuries, dealing with people. And I try to make people feel like they're there with it, and I think I've done a pretty good job. I'd expect nothing else. But, I think I'm probably going to wind up reading it. I'm probably going to wind up reading it on my podcast or something at some point.
Oh, there you go.
See that segues onto the last thing I have on my notes because what you just said there reminds me a lot of your Hall of Fame speech because I think it's one of the best ever. When I was sitting there at one point, like it was high, and then it brought me down really low at one point, and then it took me back up again. It was almost perfect. Was that by design, or were you just feeling that on the night and it just came to you?
That's the way I've always done it, man. I never went out there and screamed or stuff. I talked softly, carried a big stick or whatever you want to say. But no, they'd give me 2 guys to write for me, and we got in the back, and these guys are like, okay, when you say this word, this will pop up on the Tron, and I'm like, and they kept going on and on and on and on. And they actually had about a 20-minute interview, 20-minute speech outlined up for me. I had my notes. I went right to the edge. I looked over at Vince, and I wadded the paper up and put it over my shoulder, and I went out and winged it. And I was happy that I did. That's the way I've always done it, man. I never had to think about an interview. I was gifted in that. And I've been blessed by by the Lord in so many different ways, man. These days, I'm just so happy that I'm clean and sober, and life is so good to me right now. Um, guys, I'm
That's
going
great
to
to
have to
hear.
get off of here, though. We are running. I'm running a little bit behind. I'm going to go to the doctor's office, and
Sure. Wait, once you go, we'll give out all your websites and stuff, especially for the
yeah,
fantasy.
man, check it out. And hey, man, let's do this again sometime soon, though. Soon.
Absolutely.
Let's do it
We'd
soon.
love to. Thank you,
All
Jake.
right, my
Thanks for coming
friend.
on.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much,
Take
Jake. We
care.
really appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
So everyone, that was our interview with Jake the Snake Roberts. You can catch all the information about his fantasy camp at fantasyslamprowrestling.com, and you can catch all the info about his wrestling school at facebook.com/snakepitpro. Also look forward to his book, his podcast, all that great stuff from Jake the Snake Roberts. Billy, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I'm into all of it. I'm interested in doing the fantasy camp. The book is a no-brainer. Like that's going to be one of the best books out there. Like because it's probably the one a lot of people have been waiting for. Aside
And
from
it sounds like there'll possibly be a sequel since this only goes up to his WWF run. So
yeah, but even within that, you have kind of the background of Jake the Snake with the stuff with his dad, and his dad obviously didn't get behind him being a wrestler, and then he obviously made it a lot bigger. I mean, there's a big story there as well, and obviously then there'll be a second book with the WWE run as well. I'm kind of happy that the WWE are not involved because I think they may have ghostwritten it and got involved too much, and I think it's much better that he's doing it by himself. That's going to be like two really decent books that you have to get.
So, guys, just to reiterate, if you're interested in pro wrestling, you want to become a wrestler, you go to facebook.com/snakepitpro. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You learn from the best. The guy was one of the best promos ever, and if you want to learn about psychology and how to become a wrestler, a wrestler's wrestler, Jake the Snake is the guy to talk to. And if maybe you're not interested in becoming a pro wrestler full time, go to fantasyslamprowrestling.com. You can get in the ring with Jake and Animal and a few other people. So
Steamboat.
Steamboat. This sounds cool as hell. So guys, check that out if you're in the Las Vegas area. It sounds like a fun time. So that's the show. Thanks so much for listening. You can find us on Twitter at Dirty Sheets Pod. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, all those good places. You know where to find us. I'm at Nick_from NY. Billy is at Billy Body. Thanks so much for listening and stay tuned.